Be with you in just a second. We're just waiting for the stream to validate. I'm going to get it live here so I can take some questions, and then we'll be up and running. So just hold tight for maybe about 15 to 20 seconds, and we'll be with you shortly. All right, I'm pulling up the stream right now. So the live stream is starting soon. All right. Okay, looks like we are live, and so we'll get right to it, guys. Hey, welcome to CCxRC. I'm Tony, and we're here in the little studio that I've got in my house just above the garage. And we're going to cover a whole bunch of things today, starting with my break, to snow bashing, to behind-the-scenes stuff with how I film. We got a new package here of lighting gear that I'm going to use here downstairs in the garage for when I'm shooting videos out there. And so just a bunch of different things. So I see a couple people have joined in here, and so awesome. We'll go ahead and we'll get right into this and not belabor any of it. So as you can see, I'm kind of scruffy. I've been on vacation for a little bit for Christmas break, and we had a snowstorm and haven't been at work because of that. And so I'm just a little bit overgrown, but it feels pretty good. It feels very manly. But during this, like I said, we had the snowstorm, and it's been awesome because I was able to take out both the VKAR Bison here on the right and the JLB Cheetah version 2, which they call the 21101. And I get them out for a snow bash just to see how they did, and both performed really awesome, a lot of fun. You guys need to check out those videos if you haven't. And while I'm talking about that kind of stuff, why don't you, also I want to mention that I've got a Facebook page for CCxRC where I can communicate with you guys a little bit easier than through the messaging with Facebook or YouTube. I've got an Instagram page, so just go to those, search CCxRC. You should be able to find it easy. Hit the like button, thumbs up, whatever, follow. You know, they've all got different things. Hey Ryan, what's going on? I've got my computer over here because all of this setup here does not allow me to see comments on the cameras and all that. So we're trying to stay cutting edge here, and you know, YouTube Live is something new that we want to be able to do because it's the newest thing, and so we want to be able to communicate and chat back and forth with you guys about RC cars and the hobby and just stuff in general. So I did have both of these cars out in the snow. I definitely still, people ask me all the time, which one do you like better? You've got both of them, which one? And I lean toward the Bison. Not that this isn't an awesome car, and not that you wouldn't love this if this was your only car. This one is just suited better to my driving style. I feel like it corners quicker. It feels a little bit lighter, or just, I don't know. I don't know the right terminology, but I'd just say this feels heavy when I'm driving it. Now, in actuality, the weights are about the same. There's just something about this one as you're maneuvering it that you feel the weight of it. It does have that aluminum chassis on the bottom here, so maybe that's it. I don't feel like the servo is as quick as in the Bison here. And this is right up there. I've said all along that this is my second favorite car compared to the X-Max. Well, I'd say they're neck and neck now. The thing that I love about this over the X-Max is you only need one battery. With the X-Max, to have fun with it, you need to be running at least 6S, and that requires 2 batteries. And I just had one of my LiPos that I had. I only had one pair of batteries to run my X-Max, and one of the LiPos poofed, and I'm not willing to charge it because it looks like it'll catch on fire if I do. So, yeah, so that's one of my favorite points about this. I can just stick one battery in it. It's faster than the X-Max. It flips on command. It's just fun to drive. This thing is the exact same in that regard. You can flip on command, you know. The trails that I run on, this thing's just a little bit harder for me to set up some of the jumps and do some of the things that I like to do. And so for where I run and what I do, the Bison is definitely the clear winner, in my opinion, for my needs. Plus, the part availability on this is insane. being able to get the Hellion or the Helion parts for the 410TR. And it also shares parts with their SC, their short course truck. You can get some of the parts. Their arms are a little bit different. They're smaller, set up a little bit different there. I think that their shocks are smaller, but the chassis is the same. So you can get, they've got a little cover for your drive shaft that you can put on, which this doesn't have when it comes to you. I'm currently searching out some steel spur gear setups, but the instructions and the parts and everything's a little bit confusing because I ended up ordering a steel spur, but then the center diff for the short course truck, because the part number matched the also available number that was in the manual for this. So I'll let you guys know what I find out. Who knows? May or may not work. Got a bunch of people jumping in here now. Crawler guy, but any RC interests me. Ben, we've got a lot of crawlers. I just did an SCX-10-2 video with on the snow because I want to get it out again. But again, here's the Bison. I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. I did replace my wheelie bar because I did break that, and I put a new spur gear in on this. I also chewed that up. So I love running this thing. It's easy to work on, and yeah, I want to try 4S on it. I know Steve over at RC Tanks and Trucks just blew out a tire doing 4S on this bad boy. You should go check out that video because that thing, this was just mad insane on 4S. So again, when I'm talking about the X-Max or this kind of a car, what I can do on 3S with these is pretty awesome. It meets my needs for speed. I'm not a speed guy. I'm a jumper basher. And on 3S, this thing is fast enough for me. Same with the Bison. And pretty strong. I do have some issues up in my front diff on this. I think I might have just broke a pin off the drive shaft into the diff because the wheels spin, you can see. So the differential sounds like it's good. It's just not catching on the drive shaft. So I just need to go in and take a look at that. Maybe one of those assembly issues. Which is something I should point out, that any of these cars, RTR, whether it's Traxxas, Arma, Team Associated, any of them that I bought RTR, I usually try and go in and tighten any of these screws that I can get to easily. I don't always go in and check the fluids. A lot of people will do that. They'll actually take it back apart and then reassemble it, which kind of defeats the purpose, in my opinion, so of getting an RTR. But anything that I can easily access, especially on the drive shaft, making sure I take out those grub screws, put some blue Loctite on there. Any of these screws that go into metal, I put the blue Loctite on just to be safe, and I make sure that everything is nice and tight. And so I haven't had too many issues with either of these cars, other than that I beat the crap out of them, and they seem to take the beating quite well for a while. Their brake point is a lot further on down the road because these go faster, jump higher, bash harder than any of the other cars really that I own other than the X-Max, and they've held up surprisingly well considering. So going to look at a couple of the comments here really quick. Steve says, yep, on 4S you get a free set of pizza cutters. Yes, I call them buzz saws, but pizza cutters is great too. Shooter 1909 asks, my Emax goes straight while on throttle. When I let off, it will turn to a random side. Any clue? Not sure there. I know even with something like the ECX Ruckus, when you do reverse and things, you get just kind of looseness and slop in the steering. So I don't know if there's something going on with your servo saver or what it's doing, but I mean, definitely under power you want it to be going straight, so that's what I would shoot for, and then steer when you're off power as needed. Some of the other things that we were doing here on Christmas break is I've got the little Furry Bee F36. I ordered this. This is like $14 on sale right now at GearBest. It takes about 10 to 14 days to come in. And I also picked up one of the Furry Bee, I think it's the F03 camera. And let me see here. I could probably just prop it here and make it a little easier for you guys to see here. Here we go. Let me see. All right. So we've got it here. It's got Got this little camera on it. Everything's backlit because all of the lighting is over that direction, and so it's not really in the light. But you can see, just put it on. It's really easy to add. You just have 2 solder points here where the battery connector is for your positive and negative for the battery. And where that connects to the board, you can just jump onto that with the power for the camera, and you get a pretty cool little FPV flyer. Total of this, $25 for the camera, $14 for the quadcopter, so about $40. Have a fun little quad. And actually, when I've been looking at this compared to my Inductrix, and I just now broke one of the motor mounts for my Inductrix, and yeah, so these ones are a lot beefier in here on this. So I actually went and ordered another one of these frames that I'm going to put on the Inductrix. Plus, it's just going to look a whole lot cooler because I switched everything out on the Inductrix for the green canopy and then green props, and so the green and black I think will look pretty slick. So they also have aluminum ones, but I don't want to spend $40 on a frame for these things. It also seems like it adds a little weight. It bends. I just want the plastic, and they're inexpensive and easy to replace. So what's in the box behind me, says Tebow. This box here, is this the one you're looking at? I'll show you guys this in a second if you want. It wasn't really part of it. I mean, it's something that's kind of related to my channel. But I'll get into that in just a second when I talk about some of the other stuff. Because I want to talk about a little bit more behind the scenes for filming videos, because I do get a lot of questions on that. We did have a blast, like I said, doing some filming out for the snow runs, and that, again, raised the question of, like, what camera do you use, how do you film, what do you edit in, and all of that. So I want to get to that in but just a second. Yeah, it's quite a big box. In fact, this box is tiny in comparison to the box that this box came inside of from Amazon. I mean, the other box was this big, had a whole bunch of paper in it. In fact, it's just sitting right over here on a couch up here. But have I flown my big quad yet? That's from Ben, NEBFPV. You guys should check out his channel. Sub him right away. He's got some really cool quad stuff. He's local here to Chesapeake, and we're supposed to get together and fly sometime, but I'm too embarrassed to actually show my capabilities at this point. I have flown this, though. I haven't actually done edited the unboxing for this blade yet. But this is the Blade Conspiracy, and it is way faster than I know what to do with at this point in time. I've been practicing a whole lot more on the Freerider FPV. I hooked up my PlayStation 4 controller to my MacBook, and it allows me to kind of practice. Although the joysticks on the PlayStation 4 controller recenter, and so for your throttle, it gets kind of wonky trying to practice with that kind of a setup. So, oh shoot, yeah. Sorry guys, I forgot to flip back around. So this is the Blade Conspiracy, right here in my hands, that I don't know what to do with because of the power and the speed of this thing. But take all of those things that I was just saying and think about it for this quadcopter here. We've got too many things going on. See, it's still new. We're still trying to learn. I'm looking up here, but all of the stuff that's live is showing up over here for me. But thanks for that. Turn the camera. Okay, so all of the comments right now are criticizing my ineptitude. But this blade is about $350 bind and fly, so you have to have a controller for it. Has the FPV camera in it. Has a mount that I haven't installed yet for a GoPro, because I'm actually looking for a way right now to mount my Firefly Q6 on here instead. And so I probably just got to make something to mount this. It's a flatter style camera, but I need it to have a more upward angle for the FPV. If I can't, I'll put a GoPro on, but I'm not that good at flying, and I don't want to break a GoPro at this point. So I'll probably just be recording the first videos for I don't know how long using the Fat Shark goggles with the DVR in them. So it's not as good a quality video, but it saves me a lot of money on breaking camera gear. So, Yes, camera 1, camera 2. I need like a producer over here actually running the whole thing. You know, somebody saying, all right, camera 1 with little flashing lights, which you can actually do with this app, you guys. Okay, this isn't related to RC, but this app that I'm using for Facebook or for YouTube Live right now, it can also do Facebook Live. But it'll actually use the light on the camera to flash so that you know which camera is operating, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, but yeah, I've flown it a few times, no crashes, which is great. I did go into the acro mode or agility mode or 3D mode, one of the modes where you're in complete control, and it was scary, I'll say that much. And I flew it for a while, and then I always had the safety switch to go back into self-leveling and save myself. And yeah, and I've got the beeper set up, so when I do crash, I'll be able to find it. So that I wasn't actually even really going to talk about. That's just on here from making the video from before. Block of foam and zip ties. Great idea. So what I did want to talk about a little bit was some of the camera gear and filming and things like that, and which will relate to this box if you guys really want to see what's inside it. It's nothing super special, but I can show you if enough people want to see. As far as filming, what I've gone to is, you know, I'm a video producer for work, and we use a lot of Canon cameras and all different kinds of cameras, depending on the need and what we're going to be doing and shooting. But I don't like having to carry all of my RC gear, transmitters, batteries, tools, tripods, all of that, and then have extra lenses that I have to worry about. And so I picked up, it's called a bridge camera. It's a Panasonic Lumix. It's the FZ1000. Sony makes one. I think it's the, don't quote me on it, RX10. There's an RX10 and there's an RX100. I think there's like a Mark V 100 now that a lot of the vloggers use. It's a much smaller camera. It has some more features in it than this does, but it's also like 2 or 3 times the price of this. So for what I needed, this does it. It's got, you know, wide angle, but then it like zooms forever. It's like a 400 millimeter lens when it zoomed all the way out. And so for what I'm doing with RC videos, I can't really get a good shot. There you can kind of see how long it gets. But I can do just about everything that I need with just this one camera. And then I have a Sennheiser MKE 400 mic on here, which I use for a lot of cameras. And so I got one of these for myself as well. And when I sold my Canon 5D, I kept the microphone, of course. And so this little setup's great. The other main reason is that this has a flippable screen on it, which the 5D Mark III does not. And so for being able to film yourself, when I film here in the studio, I usually use this camera. I like to be able to see and make sure that my head's not like this the whole time that I'm filming, because it's just weird looking later on. So, have I filmed RC trucks with the drone, and any tips what works? Yes, I have. If you use a DJI Phantom, that thing will just hover and sit, and so I'll literally hang the controller around my neck and fly it and set it to drift in their attitude mode, which will, you know, you just set it. It'll still self-level, but it'll keep drifting. And so I'll do that, and then I'll drive with my car and then stop and catch the drone before it crashes into a tree or something like that. But yes, I have done that. That was one of the tricks. I would not fly this because it doesn't fly itself, but the Phantom flies itself. It made me think I was a good drone pilot, but when you get into this kind of thing, all of the things that you learned flying a Phantom, you have to throw out the window and relearn in order to be able to control one of these. And that's actually where these little guys come in handy. It's gotten me really comfortable flying using the goggles with this little $40 FPV system that hooks up to my my Fat Shark. So this is a ready to fly. It's $16 without the camera. You put the FPV on, and then you get some goggles. And Furby actually sells a pair of goggles, which I ordered, and they haven't arrived yet. They were supposed to come today, but with the weather we've had, they're just not arriving. And so I'm going to do a test on those because they're like $40. So you could get into a full FPV ready to fly system for about $100 if you ordered 3 things. So I want to do a little review on that, and if it works well, you know, show people that option is available to them. Some of the other things that I do, is that video up on my channel? Yeah, it is up on my channel. It was something with the Losi 10. I'll try and find it and put a link in the description to the drone flying. I'll put a link to the description for a couple other things. One thing that I forgot to mention when I was talking about the Bison and the JLB, I wish I could cut this afterwards, and this is the tough thing about live, is that there's some Facebook groups. Somebody started a VKAR Bison Helium 410 TR Facebook group that you can join, because we were getting so many comments in all the videos and it's hard to track. People had questions and they wanted to show stuff, and you can't post pictures and show what you're doing on YouTube. And so somebody was cool and they started a Facebook group. And so Steve from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, I said, this is really cool. We joined. We've been talking with people about them. They've been sharing some of their experiences. We've been sharing ours. And we decided, you know what, let's start one for the JLB Cheetah as well. You know, get people talking in a space that's more convenient for talking and sharing and showing videos and pictures. And it's not just me talking to you or Steve talking to you. Everybody can share their videos. They can share their photos and all of that. So I'll put the links to those as well in the description so you can check out those 2 groups. Back to filming and what I do for when I film. I just shot my snow videos and, well, all the snow videos, the Bison, the Cheetah, and the SCX-10 using this camera. It's not something that I normally take out and shoot with in the field. There's been a few times where I'll take this out to the BMX trails and I'll shoot with it or just put it on a tripod. But then I'll also film with my go-to, which is this little Alaska Life selfie stick. And that just mounts my iPhone in it and allows me to film and record. And then I'll put this on a tripod in case I miss it with this, which does happen. I don't get every shot. I'll be bummed sometimes when one of the cool things that I did was missed by this, but not very often. You usually capture it, or at least enough of it. Plus you get the movement and the motion, and you get to enjoy running and going all over the place and just turning this and filming it. Where this, you basically try and drive your car in front of where the camera is. And that gets old and boring. And so I'm in this for more than just YouTube, guys. I want to have fun doing RC. This is just kind of a byproduct of me going out and having fun RCing. Ryan Smith says it would be cool to have a drone that automatically followed a car. Now that could be possible. They have drones that follow basically like your phone, and it'll track a person, usually by using their phone where you've connected to it. So you could strap your phone inside of an RC car, drive it around, and the drone would follow you. So there you go. I think that little box one that Casey Neistat was showing, it just was like in a complete rectangle. Looked like it was in a cage, and that I think did a follow feature. But it's possible. So like the X-Max mud bashing video, Steve from RC Tanks and Trucks is mentioning it. Some of the videos where I really want some cool production value, I'll go out and I'll use my education and my learning in film production, because I have a master's degree in communication arts for film, video, editing, and I'll put it toward it. But a lot of times I'm just out having fun and using whatever it takes, because that's what works on social media, YouTube, a lot of these things, is just capture it and share it with the world. And this takes the fun out of the runtime sometimes. So basically, let me show you what I do. So I take my purple transmitter, which only worked with the Bison. It's just what happened to be on the table. And I then take my controller and I just feed it here into my hand, like so. And so when I'm driving, I can hold the controller, work my throttle. Reverse gets a little tricky, but then I can just move this around, and my phone will strap right in here, which I don't have my phone here. We'll use this box as my phone, and so I just track it around. So my phone's actually recording this right now. And so the iPhone 6s does amazing slow motion at 120 frames per second. You drop that into Final Cut Pro and it just is smooth. You do lose a little detail, I will say, in the slow motion. I've also found that it doesn't always catch focus. It can sometimes get weird and lock out of focus. So I'm constantly, the nice thing is the big screen, I'll look down and make sure every once in a while that it seems to be operating right, and if not, I'll just tap the screen and get it to focus again. So, sounds like I've got some props in here. Looking at the comments again here. DJI Phantom 4 can follow, but not too fast. So... lots of smooth clips using a person controlling a drone and the other controlling a car. Yeah, it's really great if you can get somebody else out to film with you. Another thing that's also great is like the DJI has that, what's it called? The Osmo. And that can give some really smooth video. And we did that on a video where it was the X-Max Big Air and broken. So it's like sitting there with the front end all smashed and the chassis laying on the ground. But that one, we took out that and an ECX amp, and we used the Osmo to do some training on it. We use that for work. The problem with it is to do it by yourself, it's heavy. You've got to mount your iPhone to it. It just gets cumbersome when you can just use the iPhone with this $30 stick. And I chose this one because it's beefy. It's a higher-end selfie stick. And I like the way that these locks work. Instead of, pulling out to extend or... the camera won't twist no matter how hard I twist up here, the way that they've locked this center column. The other thing that you can do is just pop off this little extension and add your GoPro mount and do the same thing, but use a GoPro instead of your phone and get even crisper video. If you're good at knowing what the framing is for the GoPro. I've been a naysayer for GoPro for a long time, and I'm finally coming around to it. Just finally keeping batteries on the charger at all times, set up a little charging station so that I always have batteries ready to go when I want to use it. And so what I've been doing for that is I bought, and that's why this hat is sitting here on the table, I bought this little clip. We'll flip back to the little drone cam here. So I bought this little clip. See if we can make it work. And so you can clip that to a backpack. What I do is I'll either clip it to the brim of my hat, which gets heavy and kind of awkward, but it gives you more ability to tilt upward if you need to for filming in the air. Or if I'm filming at the ground, I will clip it to the back so it's tighter to my head, and I'll flip my hat around and move it as high as I possibly can. So you look like a total dork. I'll go ahead and I'll sport it for you guys here. All right, let's move back to this camera. So you look kind of like a dork with it on. I just went sledding with this with my kids and left it on the whole time. You got this plastic piece right between your eyes. But it works, and I think it's way better than wearing their little head strap headband thing that they've got going on. But, yeah, you definitely look a little bit weird. The reverse would be on the brim, which, again, starts to wear on your neck a little bit. But it gets it out. It allows you to tilt it way upright, like so. Hey Tank, how's it going, man? I'm just giving all the tips and behind the scenes of what I do to film videos, because if you're not sharing what you're doing, nobody else progresses and is able to try new things. So everybody has their own way of doing things. This is my way. It works well. I use Gorilla pods and tripods and all that for these as well. And you have, a couple of GoPros, so one can be doing something and the other can be sitting there not running because it ran out of battery or something. You can't go without knocking them at least a little bit. So, Ben, I know they make a head mount. I think it looks ridiculous, and I refuse to wear it out in public where I can't just quickly pull it off and hide it away and still, I don't know. This is obvious enough, but that head strap, I have it, and I just feel ridiculous wearing it. So that's why I did this little clip. Plus, I can clip it to other things very easily and quickly, get it on or off, and work with it. So the box, a couple people have asked about what's in the box. Let's see, I don't know if we're going to have enough space. It's a pretty good box. Let's do a live unboxing for you guys. And this might help some other people as well that want to do some more of this kind of indoor stuff that's not run videos. But I ordered a lighting kit because I was tired of moving this lighting kit that I have up here out to the garage. Ooh, and vice versa. Just knocked over the penguin that we have, the light up penguin for Christmas. So this is from Fancier Studio, or Fancier Studio, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them that make this exact same thing. Basically the softbox on Amazon, they're just like cheapy made. I have some really great, awesome softboxes that cost, you know, $1,200 for a set of 3. These ones you can get a set of 2 for $100. And I'll post links to this as well. And I'll tell you the reason that I go with this brand, other than the fact that I've seen some of the other cheap ones from some film buddies of mine, is that it's 2,000 watts in theory of lighting that you get, which is a whole lot of lighting power from this kit, where a lot of the other ones are like maybe 1,800 with 3 lights, or 1,400 with 2 lights, or whatever, you know, 1,000, 1,200. And so you get this carry box, and they're all fluorescent bulbs that are basically 225 watt equivalent incandescent versions of there's actually 45 watt compact fluorescents. And so you don't want to touch the bulb, but you get 4 of these, 5 of these big papas that'll go in here. So, and then on the back of the lights, each one has its own switch, so you can turn down your lighting if you want on one of the lights by just minimizing how many are on. So you get this, you get the stands to hold them, which are pretty chintzy, I will admit. I'm not buying these for the stands because I know that for $100 you're not going to get great quality stands, but I'm guessing this is one of them here in the box. I'll just show you a couple of the things in here. It does give a nice quality light. I'm using 2 of them right now. The same exact kit up here. You can see that these even have a little extra baffle on the inside. You can see a little rectangle there in the middle. And that's just one more set of diffusion to make your light nice and soft, kind of minimize shadows and all of that. And so I don't usually have them in this setup, but I just brought one back up from the garage, so that's kind of what I've got. So this is $100. I'll post the links afterward. Stand. I mean, they're decent for what you need. I always put a sandbag on them just to make sure that they don't tip over on anybody. But you can get way more expensive lighting, but for what I'm doing here for YouTube, it's not really necessary. In fact, this one's already kind of messed up in the shipment or something. The top of it here got jammed down inside, and so now I'm gonna have to work on screwing something into it to get it out, because I can see the head of it here. Or I'll just have to back out these nuts, pull it out, and get it going. But I actually have really nice stands already for my photography stuff. And so I don't actually really use these stands. I was just showing you what they are. I have like Manfrotto bigger, beefier guys. So then you get your soft boxes in here. You put it all together with the heads. I'll show you one of the heads, which is this guy right here. Holds 5 bulbs on the back. Let's see here. On the back, you can see your little toggle switches with a handle here, and you've got an adjustable mount here that'll click around and lock itself in place when you tighten it down, so you can get the angle that you want for the light. So for $100, it really changes the look of your videos, especially indoors. It gives you a whole lot more capability for what you're filming, for if you want to take product shots of your cars, your trucks. You pop one of these lights over it and get it in there, and you're going to get a nice beam of light going across the body, kind of giving it a whole new dimension to, I don't actually need to put all this away. I need to unbox this and get it set up for downstairs, so we'll just stick them down here. A little bit of directions, but that's just a look at what I have in the box. These were my birthday present. So, for 99 bucks, I'm super happy with this. I just keep going back, and I've ordered some for some other people, and so I just go back to my Amazon account and make sure I order the same ones again, because I've been very happy with the build quality of these. My current lighting kit that I'm running right now, let me take a quick drink of water, or Kool-Aid here, guys. It's actually Coke. But my current set's been running me for about 4 years, and it's been doing great. So I'm happy with it, and that's just kind of a little look behind the scenes of what we got going on here. And we're going to go ahead and sign off. I just want to show you a little bit of what we got going on, and I want to go see who won the hockey game. It's Detroit versus Chicago, and a huge Detroit fan, even though this year's not been great. So sign off, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time. Tony here, CCxRC. Have fun RCing.